Re-imposition of economic sanctions would badly damage the Iranian economy, which has only recently started recovering from previous sanctions. My colleague Rana Rahimapour of BBC Persian is with me here in the studio to tell us more about the reaction in Tehran. Rana?
Yes, Hugh. Almost 3 years ago, when the nuclear deal was signed, there was a renewed sense of hope for many in Iran that it might lead to a better future. But Donald Trump repeatedly called it a bad deal. And he's named a few major reasons. One was the deal was time-limited and was going to expire within 10 or 15 years. That meant that Iran could eventually resume enrichment of nuclear fuel. But in scrapping it altogether, enrichment could resume much sooner. He also said the deal doesn't contain Iran's ballistic missile program, which is a worry shared by some in Israel. And Iran's influence in the region wasn't limited, something the president now needs to see.
Everything that the West is worried about Iran, its ballistic missiles, its role in the region, its support for Hezbollah, those are going to be much more difficult to manage now that Iran is outside the deal than when Iran was inside the deal. And secondly, once you end the deal, nuclear issue becomes actually your top priority in dealing with Iran again, which means those other issues that has been worrying the West will now go to the end of the line.
Harsh sanctions imposed by the West hit the economy badly. After the deal was signed in 2015, the economy began to grow, in part because Iran could export oil again. But fears for the future have seen growth fall and the Iranian currency lose more than half of its value. Today, I've been speaking to people in Iran and they tell me they are worried. They are concerned about going back to the dark years of harsh sanctions when inflation rose and some people couldn't get essential goods, including imported medicine.
Even without sanctions, our economy was terrible, and with this decision, I don't know what will happen. All my friends want to leave Iran. This is not a place we want to stay in.
We predicted this decision, but in any case, I am very sad because it will have a bad effect on our economy.
We are living in hope, and I hope that our European allies and our leaders will take decisions to isolate the US and limit the damage to our country.
This was a gathering in the capital Tehran earlier today, in front of what used to be the US embassy. These anti-American hardline opponents of President Rouhani are criticizing him for trusting the Americans. The failure of the deal is going to give the upper hand to the radicals. By pulling out of the deal, President Trump has dealt a blow to all the moderate Iranians who want to engage with the world and see their country opening up. Hugh?
Rana, many thanks once again. That was Rana Rahimapour of BBC Persian with the